Simone Biles' success at the 2016 Olympic Games catapulted her to a level of celebrity that transcended sports, turning her into a pop culture icon. It's undeniable that the much-decorated American artistic gymnast is a literal superstar. This is the untold truth of Simone Biles. There have been some memorable gymnasts to have captured Olympic gold, but Simone Biles holds the record for the most gymnastics titles ever captured by a single athlete in the history of the sport. In June 2021, Biles won her 7th national all-around title, making her the first American woman to ever hold that distinction. She also holds a record-setting 25 World Championship medals, of which 19 are gold. Then, of course, there are the 1 bronze and 4 gold medals that she won at the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. According to an interview with Sports Illustrated, Biles appeared to be less focused on her 4 gold medal wins than on the botched landing that cost her a 5th gold medal and instead earned her a bronze. She admitted, "I was so happy that I even medaled because of the mistake that I had, but I felt so ashamed because I ruined their headline of 5 gold medals." A daycare field trip when she was just 6 years old changed Simone Biles' life forever. As the World Champions Center website recounted, the trip took the youngster to Bannon's Gymnastics, where she began to mimic the movements of the gymnast she watched. One of the coaches noticed her ability to copy the moves with amazing accuracy and told another coach. The two sent a letter home with Biles for her parents, advising them that she had natural ability and would benefit from taking some gymnastics classes. Her parents decided to enroll her. Biles may have been the most inexperienced child in her gymnastics class, but her natural ability shone through. It wasn't long before she had surpassed the other kids, and she spent the next decade plus training relentlessly. Back in 1972, Soviet gymnast Olga Korbut debuted a backward flip that came to be her signature move, the Korbut flip. Simone Biles can top that with 2 signature moves named after her. According to NPR, in order for a move to be named after a gymnast, the athlete must submit the proposed move for consideration and then successfully demonstrate it in a competition. First, the gymnast pioneered the Biles, per CBS Sports. She landed the double-double dismount from the balance beam, a move that includes a double-twisting double backflip. Not an easy feat, to say the least. Then came another move, which came to be known as the Biles 2. Per CBS Sports, the 22-year-old perfectly executed a triple-double, which consists of a double backflip with 3 twists. In preparation for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics taking place in 2021, Biles focused on perfecting her amped-up version of the Yurchenko double pike, named for Russian gymnast Natalia Yurchenko. Biles' version adds an additional flip, and she expressed hope it would become the 3rd move to be named after her. Simone Biles has proven to be a stone-cold competitor who doesn't shrink from competition. She's also shown herself to be fearless when tackling never-before-performed Olympic gymnastics moves that boast a high degree of difficulty. There is, however, one thing that strikes fear into the heart of the celebrated athlete, and that's bees. That was apparent after the 2014 World Championships, immediately after Biles' routine had won the gold medal. As she held a bouquet she'd just been presented, a bee suddenly buzzed out of the flower she was grasping. Biles lost her cool and flipped out, scurrying away from the podium as the bee buzzed after her. Biles subsequently spoke with Today about the bee and admitted she probably could have handled it better. The then 17-year-old said, "It was in the flowers. I tried not to freak out, but I just freaked out." Simone Biles knows how to treat herself when the time is appropriate. The gymnast revealed that she allows herself to indulge in a favorite food after each competition, and that it's the same dish every single time. Speaking with ABC News, Biles revealed, "It doesn't even matter if I don't win a self-gold. After every meet, I have pizza, pepperoni pizza." However, in order to maintain her status as one of the world's top athletes, Biles eats accordingly. As a result, pizza remains more of a special occasion treat than an everyday staple. Speaking with Women's Health, Biles shared that when she cooks for herself, it's usually pasta or chicken or salmon in the air fryer, oven, or on the grill. According to Biles, she tends to eat intuitively, telling Women's Health, "I eat what I feel good with and try not to overeat or stuff myself because I'm always at the gym." In 2018, Simone Biles was in Doha, Qatar to compete in the World Gymnastics Championships when, the night before her competition, she began to feel unwell. As ESPN reported, the sensation she chalked up to usual pre-meet stress had evolved into searing agony that at times left her crawling on the floor. A CT scan diagnosed a kidney stone, which Biles hilariously nicknamed the Doha Pearl. Biles was actually thankful it was just a kidney stone and not appendicitis, as she feared, which would have forced her to drop out of the competition. Biles tweeted, along with some photos of herself in a hospital bed, "Nothing like a late-night ER visit less than 24 hours before World Championships. This kidney stone can wait, doing it for my team." Despite the excruciating pain, Biles insisted on avoiding the medication she was prescribed because of the risk that she could be disqualified after taking a mandatory drug test. Despite her affliction, The Guardian reported, Biles posted the highest individual scores on the beam, vault, and floor, and was second on uneven bars through 5 of 11 qualifying groups. Simone Biles isn't the only gymnast in the family. Her sister Adria is also a competitive gymnast and has trained alongside her sister since the very beginning. In an essay she wrote for ESPN, Adria explained, "My sister has always been fearless. It's been funny to watch her go from normal Simone to famous Simone." The sisters also look alike. When they were in Brazil for the Rio Olympics, Adria wrote, "Even in Brazil, people came up to me every day thinking I was her. They'd ask for autographs and take pictures, and many times they didn't speak English, so I couldn't explain that I wasn't her. They'd just say, 'Simone, Simone,' and finally I decided it was easier to just let them take a picture." Conceding that she does look a lot like Simone, Adria explained that the easiest way to tell the sisters apart is by height. Simone stands at 4'8", and Adria towers over her at 5'2". In 2016, BBC News reported that Russian hackers managed to breach the database of the World Anti-Doping Agency, and among the athletes' medical records to be exposed were those of Simone Biles. The big revelation to emerge from the hack was that the celebrated gymnast had been diagnosed with ADHD as a child and was still taking medication to treat the condition. While that act of cyber espionage may have been intended to embarrass Biles, it actually propelled her into becoming an advocate for those who have ADHD. In 2017, Biles cemented this unanticipated advocacy role when she participated in a video in which she speaks with 2 young girls, both of whom are aspiring gymnasts and both of whom have ADHD. In her conversation with the girls, Biles offered some advice that shed light on how she views her own diagnosis.
Just have fun in whatever you do, and don't think of anything as a downfall. Think of it as a superpower.
In the spring of 2020, Spider-Man star Tom Holland took to social media to issue a handstand challenge. The goal, as he demonstrated in a video that he posted, was to do a handstand, supporting oneself against a wall, and put on a t-shirt while balancing in a handstand. After the challenge was attempted by various celebrities, Simone Biles shared her own attempt. Naturally, the Olympic gold medalist put her own unique spin on it. In a video that she shared on Twitter, Biles performed a handstand, but unlike Holland, she was not supporting herself against a wall. Neither did she put on a t-shirt. Instead, Biles demonstrated how to remove a pair of sweatpants while remaining in a handstand. Among the celebs who responded to Biles' extraordinary feat of near superhuman strength was Ryan Reynolds, who simply tweeted, "No." Also chiming in was Chrissy Teigen, who tweeted, "Simone, I have to lay down and have someone else do it normally." Simone Biles and boyfriend Jonathan Owens did not have a traditional courtship. In fact, the gymnast and the Houston Texans defensive back met on social media just as the COVID-19 pandemic sent the entire world into lockdown. As Owens told Texas Monthly, he was impressed by her 4 million-plus Instagram following, but had no idea why she was so popular. Owens admitted, "I didn't know who she was. I just hadn't heard of her. And when I told her that, that's one of the things she liked." As the two got to know each other better, they totally clicked. Owens continued, "This was a match made in heaven. There's no better person for me. She loves me. She's so affectionate. I just love that. And it's just intoxicating seeing how much work she puts into everything." The fact that both Biles and Owens are athletes, with all the pressure that entails, also served to help them forge a tight bond. Owens explained, "When I see her getting up and going to practice every morning, it motivates me even more." Prior to preparing for the Olympics in Tokyo, Simone Biles hadn't competed since October 2019. Looking for something extra special for her routine, she revealed on her Facebook Watch series Simone vs. Herself, she turned to dancer Sasha Farber to choreograph her routine. Farber, as viewers of Dancing with the Stars will recall, was Biles' dance partner when she competed in the show in 2017, and the two remain close. Biles revealed, "Usually I have a different choreographer, but this year I felt like we needed to be a little bit different, spice it up." Becoming one of the world's top gymnasts doesn't come without years of punishing training, forcing the body to do things it arguably shouldn't be doing. By 2019, when Simone Biles was just 22, that training had also left her in constant pain. She told the Daily Mail, "It starts when I wake up. I joke to my friends a lot that I am going to be in a wheelchair at 30. Despite her youth, Biles revealed, "My body feels like it's maybe in its 30s or 40s, maybe older. Inside, it is screaming and yelling at me." Constant pain, she revealed, had become something she'd not only grown used to, but in a weird way had come to welcome. Pain is just something I live with, and that is pretty odd for my age, right? It feels weird if I'm not in pain. In fact, Biles had grown so used to being in pain that she'd suffered serious injuries without even realizing it. As she recalled, "It turned out my toe was shattered in 5 pieces after the last Olympics without me knowing."
Then, of course, as I get older, the worries start to set in, like, okay, I'm in the air. If something goes wrong, like, I'm really gonna hurt myself.
There's a school of thought that believes it's unseemly to brag about one's accomplishments. However, Simone Biles refuses to play humble about her gymnastic achievements and explained in a 2019 interview with USA Today, "It's not out of cockiness. I've won 5 world titles, and if I say I'm the best gymnast there is, the reaction is, oh, she's cocky, look at her now. No, the facts are literally on the paper." As Biles matured, she revealed that she came to the realization, it's okay to show real, raw emotion. You don't have to be a robot all the time, and you don't always have to seem happy out there. Even with the pride she takes in her gymnastic abilities, Biles has admitted she'd like to someday have an out-of-body experience so she could watch herself as she competed, just so she could figure out what it is that she's doing that wins all those medals. Biles revealed, "I really don't know how I do it sometimes." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about the Olympics are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.